Today we've got the noise of them just throwing large quantities of shit into a garbage truck from the building next door. They're doing construction on that building. I will never know peace again, and you would be sick. Absolutely violently ill to know how much I pay for this house, or I'll never know peace. But that's not the point of today's video. I'm still in a bad mood. I'm just filming this the day after the last one. Remember, like a little while back when I made this video about Olympia doll brand, and I was like really excited about the concept of this. These dolls are goddess dolls. They come with reading material. They're meant for you to sort of continue on the story. It's like a creative writing, storytelling concept for a doll, and I just found it so interesting. And I was like, I really, really want one, but at the time and still now, I like don't have any money. But my birthday happened a couple days ago, and my mom usually like sends me this cake. She always sends it to me every year, and it's like outrageously expensive because to add insult to injury, gluten-free food is like outrageously expensive. It's like, I don't want this. Why would you charge me more for something that's not as good, you know? But it's outrageously expensive, so I texted her, I was like, hey mom, instead of the gluten-free freaking cupcakes that you usually get me, why not buy me an Olympia doll? I probably saved her at least $20. We're gonna take a look at an Olympia doll today, and I'm like very, very excited. I pulled it out of the box and I haven't seen it yet because it comes in this beautiful wrapping. It also comes with an O sticker. Oh, and here come the sirens. Add insult to injury. The other thing that's precious is like, my mom doesn't give a shit about dolls, but she's like trying really hard to be supportive, and I think that's really sweet. She was like excited to get me this doll, which like hasn't been the case in the past, so that's cute. I mean, can you even hear the sirens over the sound of the fuck-ass dump truck? Yeah, anyway, I guess like the feeling mentally ill is kind of going around. I've seen some other people sort of feeling the same way as me, and I'm like, well, that sucks because I feel pretty bad. I don't want you to feel that way. You don't deserve that. On the bright side though, my body feels better than ever. My abs are so strong. I was like in bed the other day, just like laying back, and I like touched my stomach for whatever reason. You know, your hand just goes over your stomach, and it was like hard, and I was like, oh my god, there's something wrong. But then I realized it was just lower abs. I don't think I've ever had them before. Surprise. Surprise, surprise. They exist. They don't look like they exist because I'm hypermobile, but they're in there and they're hard as a rock. Okay, I think the sirens are done. This also came in the box. It's a cute little thank you card, which I feel like is personal and sweet. Like, it makes you feel like they really care about this stuff. And the little tagline down at the bottom here says, where ancient legends inspire little heroines, which I think is sweet. You know, the line is to like inspire girls to be strong and brave, which all girls should be, or you'll end up like me with anxiety about everything. Okay, it's time to finally reveal. I'm thrilled. I think she might be upside down. Yeah, this is the right way. It comes in this cute little paper, like honestly precious. I feel like there's a lot of care that goes into the packaging here, which you know with the smaller brand you're gonna get. Immediately destroyed it. Would love to save this so I can use it in my Mercari packaging. I like to reuse packaging. Oh my god. Okay, bitch. Okay. Well, first of all, gorgeous. Second of all, look at how freaking thick she is. That was like one of the features that I found really interesting about these dolls. They don't have traditional fashionable proportions. They're like strong women, and I really, really like that. I think it's absolutely fantastic. I'm distracted by the sound outside, but wow, she's gorgeous. She got like huge hands. Huge thick thighs. Look at the sculpting on the freaking knees. And also like her dog is so cute. Okay. A woman that loves her dog. Absolutely. Let's take a look at the box. Already impressed. So up at the top here, it says Olympia Doll Collection. There's a little sticker here that says, learn about Artemis's special powers and the collectible story included. So that's your little story card. Can somebody explain to me this? Because when I was learning in school, you would just put the apostrophe after the S and called it a day. Has it changed? Because also we used the double space after the period, and I know that that's finished. It's taken me years to try and delete that from my memory. And this is Artemis, Greek goddess of the moon, woods, and the hunt. Here's the 3 dolls on the back. If you missed my first video, you can go ahead and watch it. This one, even though she seems to be the simplest, was my favorite. And she's also got different names for like different cultures. And she's also Goddess Diana in some cultures. And I have a BJD inspired by Goddess Diana. And so she's just like generally my favorite one. I just liked her the best. That's why I chose her. There's a lot of information here in the back. You can go ahead and read it if you do wish. Side of the box, other side of the box. The box is pretty impressive. I feel like it has a lot of information on it. It's also made of like really nice feeling matte material, but I don't want to really wait anymore. I'm like dying to get into her. I've been waiting for months. And let's see what the unboxing experience is like, because we know here on this channel that I love to discover an unboxing experience and complain when it's too hard. So let's see what Olympia Doll has to offer in terms of unboxing experience. Listen to the sweet sounds of shit being thrown into the garbage truck. Okay, just 3 little stickers holding the box shut. She's got massive feet, I'm obsessed. I wonder if I have some other shoes. Cause like, I'd love to dress her up and just like other things for fun too. Oh my God, this is so exciting. Okay, so the first thing on the back here is that story card that they mentioned. It also comes with these little plastic loops. So if you get like all the dolls, you can hold your story cards together. And they also offer on the website these little papers where it like prompts you so you can write your own story with these dolls. But here is the story card. It's beautifully illustrated. Look at her face. I also kind of like that they're like super modern looking, even though that doesn't necessarily go with the story. If you'd like to, you can go ahead and read the information on that. Go ahead and pause on it. Here is more information and more illustration. And there's the back illustration. I particularly like this one. That one's really pretty. And I'm gonna take the time to read through that later. I love that it comes with reading material. I love that it's sort of educational. I feel like that's super, super fun. Let's do some cutting. One string got the dog out. This is a heavy piece. I love him. He's super strong looking. He's got a side eye. He's judging you, which I think is iconic, honestly. It's just like a strong, well-designed dog. The sculpting's beautiful. I feel like maybe a little more painted detail, and I'll probably do that myself just to like jazz him up a little bit. But I feel like for a children's toy, this is pretty freaking nice, okay? We've got a single accessory here for a little bow. Oh, also this morning there was a giant ass cockroach in my kitchen and my dog hunted it. She's a hunter. I don't know if you know this about her. She don't look like a hunter and she don't act like a hunter, but she has found cockroaches twice, and then I can immediately murder them and flush them down the toilet so they don't bother me anymore, which I appreciate. She doesn't do anything about it. She just finds it and she's like, here it is. What are we doing about this? Pretty simple to open. Just want to mention the beautiful design of the back card. That is so pretty. And it looks like it's actually artwork. Yeah, it is. From this, so I wonder if they're all different. I'll kind of bet they are. That's kind of stunning and gorgeous. Honestly, that's detail. I'm just touching the hair, don't mind me. This is all I have left to get off. There is a little bit of tape holding her quiver. Is that what this is? The thing that holds the arrows. A little bit of a tea tie. Delightful, pretty simple unboxing experience. No tea ties in the back of the head. Love that for her. I'm taking this arrow away from her too. We'll take a look at her accessories momentarily. Hair straight out of the box looks a little flat and definitely has product in it, but it's not that bad. It does feel cool to the touch, so I feel like it's probably nylon, but I cannot tell you that for sure. I should have asked. I asked how many points of articulation it had, but didn't ask about the hair fiber. But it feels cold to the touch, and it looks really pretty. It's very shiny and nice. Let's have a look at her. I'm in love. I think she's stunning. But let's get up close on the hair here. It is a simple little half up, half down situation. It's curly in the back, like so. It looks really nice straight out of the box. Beautiful brown shade, and it's just got this little braid pulled into the back, which I think is stunning and gorgeous. The face looks as so, her eyes look a little like, maybe like a little odd, kind of looking off in 2 different directions, but that's fine, no worries if not. She's got some thick dark eyebrows there, some blush on the cheeks. She's got the brown eyes, which I love, and the mouth is also very pretty. The sculpt of these faces looks like super modern to me, and I think they're all the same sculpt and just screened a little bit differently. I mean, they are a doll for a modern market, so I guess they want to like sculpt sort of modern, but I feel like she also has like a little bit of an older vibe than a lot of dolls, so I also like that about her. Coming on down here to the outfit that you see, it's just a super simple little like sheath dress, nothing special. The fabric feels thick and really high quality though, and you can see all the stitching detail looks really nice. This is like a functional belt with, it doesn't really feel cold to the touch, but it has some hardware on it there, as you can see, so you can pull those straps out of there. there to undress the doll, which we will be doing so we can get a full look at the whole body because I'm super interested in this. She's got a little bracelet here that looks like the leather detail, but it is made out of plastic. Same on the other side. She's got her little quiver here, and that does have like a faux leather strap on it, which is really nice, but the quiver itself is made of plastic. All in a nice brown. You know I'm digging my earth tones lately. I like can't get over brown. I love brown. I don't know what it is about brown, but it's really doing it for me. She's got a pair of gladiator sandals here on her feet. They're plastic. They actually buckle in the back though, which is nice. So you'd undo that little buckle to take them off of her. That's a fun detail. I feel like that's nice. There is no painted detail on these, and I feel like maybe they could use a little bit. It's not like super offensive, you know what I mean? Pretty nice. I showed you the bow here. I like how large it is. This is a little piece of jewelry elastic. I think it's nice that it actually has function, and you know that's gonna break over time, but you can just replace it because like everybody has this shit laying around their house, right? No painted detail on that. I feel like it could use maybe just a little bit just to like bring it to life. I think this doll would be super fun to like repaint, honestly. I would have fun doing that because she's got such realistic proportions. I feel like giving her like a super realistic face up could be really fun. I probably won't film it because nobody watches that content when I make it, but I will show it to you. These are the arrows that she comes with. As you can see, there is painted detail on the arrows. We've got some white at the feather part and some silver at the arrow part. They're not pointy. I guess that's for children, so children don't stab themselves with the arrow. I suppose it makes sense. But those are very stunning and very gorgeous. Put them in her quiver. I feel like that's gonna fall, but for now it's fine. We'll take them back out. And like I said, I am super interested in the rest of this body, so let's undress her and have a look-ski. These do retail for around $60, which is very expensive, plus I assume you have to pay shipping, but there is a 15% off your first purchase code, which makes the doll a little bit cheaper. I do think that price is too high because it's a children's toy. Like rich parents, I guess, can pay for that, but like as a kid, I don't think my mom would have paid $60 for a doll for me. I mean, she will now because I'm an adult. Dress does have a little bit of Velcro on it. It is the nicest kind, like the kind Mattel uses, which is one of the only nice things I say about Mattel these days. Like, oh, they use good Velcro. It's a little hard to undress her because of her arm posture. One of her bracelets fell off. That's fine, no worries if not. I'm gonna take the shoes off too so we can really get the full experience here. Because I've never seen anybody look at these online. It would have been so easy to put a leg twist on her because they just like glued that together. So this is what we're looking at as far as the body is concerned. She does have like a little like leotard bathing suit under her clothes, I suppose for modesty. And she does have 5 points of articulation. That though is as far down as her arm will go. And I feel like the simplest little fix would have just been to carve out her armhole just a teeny bit more so she could have more of a down on that. But she is meant to sort of like be in this position so she can like shoot her bow and arrow. That is the biggest flaw of these dolls in my opinion, the articulation. There are only 5 points. The head does go up and down just the teeniest tiniest bit and side to side. The upward mobility on this arm is actually amazing though, and the other one has the same but it's just bent. She's got an abysmal sit. Absolutely awful. She's not meant to sit. And again, just carving this out the teeniest tiniest bit more would have just given her some capacity to sit at all. She's not meant to sit. She's a warrior. She never sits down. That's how we're justifying this. But the sculpting, it's really the sculpting for me on this body that really is the main selling feature. Look at how much detail is in it. We've got like neck detail here. We've got collarbone detail. The arms are very muscular and beautiful. Like, look at that. Look at that. She just looks so strong, and I love that about her. She's thick, she's heavy. Let's see, we've got a beautiful hand detail. The gestures, even though they're in those gestures forever, are really pretty. As you can see, the thick thighs with like all this muscle in them, that's so pretty to me. And I love the knee detail, very realistic. Imagine her with just like a full paint though. Bitch, you might get painted. Full custom. We also got like real nice thick calves, nice and strong, not weak like mine. Look at those legs, and then the feet look really nice too. She's got little separate toes sculpted and some toenail details, which is really nice. I mean, a beauty. Let's dress her back up and get her all ready to go. I feel like she's like a hybrid between like an action figure and a doll. And I think that's a really interesting concept. Obviously, action figures are just dolls marketed to boys. But I feel like there's like a general aesthetic of them that you sort of more associate with an action figure. And I like that this sort of marries the two and gives girls an option for like less of a fashion doll and more of an action figure, but she's still like beautiful and interesting and doll-like. That I really like about her. Did I mention that this fabric, even though it's very simple, is very high quality? It feels really nice to the touch. Maybe when I repaint her too, I'll get all that BJD work done that I've been putting off. Just neglecting those dolls. Hundreds of dollars in investment for nothing, but no worries. The shoes also do have a left and a right, so you have to put them on the correct feet. Also, body is hard plastic, if you were wondering. That's harder to repaint. She would have to be like fully sanded down to get the gloss off of her. And then like the likelihood of it chipping is much higher because of the texture. That's fine. I just feel like she's so beautifully sculpted, like she deserves more detail, you know? I also wish this quiver would sit a little bit more upwards facing. It doesn't want to, just so you weren't like in danger of dropping all your arrows in the forest, you know? Gonna need those to be a warrior. Here's this girl standing on her own. She doesn't really need a doll stand. She's very sturdy. She's very like stable, which is nice. I did give her a little bit of an elastic assist here so she could hold all of the things the way I'd want her to for display. So that's just a point of note. The bow does tend to slide down the hand a little bit and the arrow is quite hard for her to hold. But I think like you put that on display, put her little card behind her. That's a beautiful doll to look at. Honestly, she's so pretty to me. Look at her. Look at her. And imagine that face with like a super realistic face up on it. Like I feel like it's like action figure quality, you know what I mean? When you know the action figures, the really fancy expensive ones. Like it gives me that vibe. And I love those. I got a couple of them in my collection, but I think I'm gonna do that for her because I think she'd be so beautiful. Just super realistic, and then I can like do the body the same way. Oh my god, stunning, stunning, gorgeous, absolute beauty queen. Ooh. The ultimate birthday present. Thank you so much, Mommy. There she is all dressed up with her stuff. I don't know, man. I think that this is like a great doll and kind of a unique experience. For me as an adult, I love this. But I loved it conceptually from the beginning because that's one of my favorite things to do is like create very detailed and fulsome stories and characters for my dolls, and I feel like this is a nice thing. It encourages that in children. So it encourages creativity, it encourages learning, which is also especially important nowadays. I feel like certain collectors will enjoy this, like if they enjoy the mythology of the story, if they enjoy like a simpler aesthetic. The doll itself is absolutely beautiful. Like you can't deny the sculpting is stunning. She looks stunning. It's made out of high quality materials. I feel like for like repainters and customizers, this is like a good canvas for that sort of thing. The sculpt of the face is so beautiful. I feel like you could do a lot of interesting things with that. Like I feel like she offers a lot to lots of different kinds of people, I guess is what I'm saying. And like the whole brand vibe is for me because I love a doll that can tell a story. The downsides of her obviously are her lack of articulation. I feel like in future releases, if there are ever any future releases, adding more articulation would make this a lot more collector friendly. I feel like more collectors would be interested in this if she could move a little bit more. I feel like there's just some minor changes that they could do to the body that already exists that will improve the mobility of her. Like I wish she could sit, even though she would look awkward sitting because she can't bend her knees, you know what I mean? But overall, I'm pretty thrilled with her. I'm excited to have her in my collection, but of course, it's your turn. I want to know what you think about these dolls. Now that I've finally got one in hand and you've seen all the details here in person, I'm also interested in like parents' opinions about these dolls. Like I feel like the price point at $60 is kind of high for a parent to want to buy this for their children, but also parents buy American Girl dolls for their children sometimes, and I feel like those are even at a higher price point. So I just want to know all your opinions. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and hype the video. It helps me out a lot. Subscribe for more hilarious and amazing content just like this. Don't forget to check out the original video I did on Olympia dolls. You can see what else they have to offer. And as always, we hope you have a wonderful time. We hope you have a wonderful, wonderful time. Goodbye.